It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. But I think it's a little ridiculous. I mean, then when you get to do you take them out when you get to the cashier? Because somebody had mentioned that. Marcy says, I think it's okay to wear them. But when you're at the register, you should remove them so you can communicate with the cashier. Jim says, absolutely. I like seeing people do that better than walking around talking on the speaker. Well, that's a completely different story. I was at the doctor's office yesterday, and I got to hear this woman's whole conversation on speakerphone at the doctor's office yesterday. I will talk about that at another time. Kimmy says, I hope it's okay. I have to make it more enjoyable in some way. Morgan says, I say yes, it's okay. I don't, but I see a lot of people do that. Karen says, I do when I'm shopping alone. Joe says, I think it's okay. Maybe it's the cure for my supermarket road rage. Yes, my husband gets extremely upset when people like at Walmart that I was just discussing. It's a good thing I was walking first because he might have just rammed that cart. He would have rammed it. Gets very angry on the road and very angry when he's driving a cart. Something about him and driving. It's like a completely different person. I tell people that he has road rage. They're like, no. I'm like, yeah. They're like, no. I'm like, yeah. I've seen it. Totally different person when he's driving. And he gets so mad at things that I tell him, just don't get, there's no purpose in getting mad, which I know is easier said than done. And he probably says, yeah, I've got about 15 more examples I could tell you that for. But he gets mad, very, very angry when people slow down to look at an accident. First of all, it's just human nature to be curious and to look. Second of all, the reason you slow down is because you're not really sure what's going on. This is why it starts. It starts because you're not really sure what's going on. You want to be cautious, so you start to slow down a little bit to stay out of the way. And then it's like a ripple effect. When you slow down, the people behind you slow down, the people behind them slow down. And that's how it ends up getting to be a big, huge backup. It's just the way it's going to go. It's inevitable. There's just no way that you can stop doing that. That's not going to stop happening. So, with all of that said, I'm going to move on to the blog post. Now, we are talking about embracing our age this week. And this blog post is about no more excuses. And it's still based on the age thing because I'm referring to the article I was mentioning yesterday that can still be found on the group page. It's the article, The Freedom of My 50s is Amazing, from the Wall Street Journal. And I had put up a picture that says, once your excuses are gone, you will simply have to settle for being awesome. A woman named Lori Myers said that. So I love that quote. But I also posted a picture of a woman that had contributed to that article that I was referring to, the Debbie Downer of the group. That's what I call her. She's like the token Debbie Downer. In the midst of all these women telling their amazing stories of how they took a chance and changed their lives for the better, is this woman hiding behind her excuses. She talks about how it's easy for certain women in the article, like Melinda Gates and Candace Bushnell, to change their lives because they have money and privilege. These ladies don't have to worry about paying their bills, and if they're socking away enough into the 401ks. So, this is true. I get what she's saying. But there were so many women in this article who did have all that to worry about, and they went for it anyway. You know, there were people who moved to other areas and, you know, didn't have a job or, you know, didn't have a place to live. They took a chance. I'm not saying you have to go that far. You don't have to go that crazy. But I am a perfect example of someone who has huge financial concerns about this project that I'm working on. I have no idea if the Hopefulist will become a household name, the one that I think it will one day, because you know what? I do have an idea. It will. I know it will, because I have decided to go for it. Luckily, my husband is behind me. I know that is not always the case for everybody, but I will have to start making money at this someday, and someday soon. We have bills. We just bought a house 2.5 years ago. We have a 30-year mortgage. We have all the same bills we've always had. I have lost my ability to contribute to my 401k. But here's the thing. I decided, that's the operative word. I decided it was now or never to go after my dream. My goal is to inspire others to live their best lives. My goal is to let everyone know that a pessimist can change their ways and become a happier, hopeful person. One example, I'm going to tell you something that was written on my Hopefulist page yesterday, and I don't think that these people have any idea how much their words mean to me. A girl I know, Heather, we know each other. We've never really hung out one-on-one. We don't have each other's phone numbers, but she's in one of my groups of friends, and she's kind of like a friend of friends. You know what I mean? Friend, you know what I mean? So I don't know her well. I certainly know her, and if I ran into her in a store, I would talk to her, but we've never, kind of hung on our own. When my one girlfriend had her baby shower, you know how like at these baby showers, kind of like with the reunions and stuff, like everybody piles around one table. That's just the way it always goes. And that's what had happened at this baby shower that I was at for a friend of mine. And this girl Heather, was in the back, in the corner, at a table by herself. And I guess she came in and saw her regular group, saw that the table was full. This is me guessing, and thought, oh, I can't sit there. Oh, where am I going to go? So she, wanders off, gets a table by herself. And I saw her, and I was like, well, that sucks. I would hate for that to be me. So you know what I did? I extended a little kindness. I went down to the table she was sitting at, and I said, hey, Heather. I said, come on up and sit with us. We'll make room for you. Don't worry about it. Grabbed another chair from somewhere, told everybody to squeeze around. You know what? I'm probably thinking she remembered that. Just a little bit of kindness goes a long way. When I asked her to join the Hopefulist page, she joined. She left me a message yesterday, a comment on one of my posts that said, love following you. Thanks, Wendy, for making my day better. Oh, my goodness. I thought about that all day. That made my day. It may have made my week. I had no idea that she really kind of followed me, that she was paying attention. Not only is she paying attention, but I'm getting to her. My message is coming across to her. And this is why I'm doing this. I'm going to get into that in a little bit more. I'm going to continue now with the blog posts. I've been doing some research. I have a long way to go when it comes to my dream of making some money at this podcast. I've been doing some research. It seems that sponsors pay based on 1,000 downloads. 1,000? 1,000? I get about 30 to 50 per day. And that is after a couple of days of being available. Now, I have a couple episodes that have numbers in the 70s, which I'm ecstatic about. I'm like, oh, look at that. Like 70-some people listen. But 1,000? You have a long way to go. But I love each and every download I get and the person listening because my message is getting through to them. That's why it seemed like I veered off on the Heather thing and her comment kind of out of nowhere. I'm getting to this. They like what I'm doing and want to come back for more. This is exactly why I do this. The exact reason. So as of now, it doesn't matter the number of downloads, that they're not in the thousands. I want to help, and I think and hope that I am. It is a long way to get to a point where I may possibly be paid, but I'm hanging in there and doing what I must do to spread my message, build my network, increase my social media following. You know why? Because this is my dream. This is my calling. And I know deep down inside it will go the way I think it will, as long as I stay off the excuse caboose. As long as I never let those excuses get the better of me, as long as I don't quit. So if you've been following me all along, you know that I considered briefly in the beginning taking off Fridays. I ultimately decided against it because, again, feedback from you. I got a few messages telling me they couldn't wait for the weekend to be over so they could get a new episode to listen to. Got a joking text from my sister on July 4th when I did take the day off about how it would be nice to listen to my podcast while she was enjoying a relaxing morning. All these responses and messages, like I said, they mean so much to me because it shows that I am getting through to those who want more inspiration and positivity in their lives. One of the 10 dreams that I write down every morning is I touch and inspire people every day with my words. I think it's happening. I'm reaching you. I want to continue to do it. I came up with the daily dose of inspiration and positivity because I feel like I would have transitioned from a pessimist to a hopefulist much faster if I practiced it every day. I want to help as many people make the transition I did, but much faster. So yes, I have huge concerns when it comes to this project of mine. Will it be successful? Will I become as huge as I think I can be? I don't mean in pounds, people. Will we be able to pay our bills until that time comes? But I love what I'm doing every day now. It lights me up to know some people can't wait to hear what I have to say every day. Kind of amazes me too. But I want to make a difference in people's lives, and I feel this is the way for me to do it. So get rid of your excuses. Take the plunge. I know it's easier said than done, but once you figure out the process of doing what you want, it's simple. Remember what I always say, simple, but not easy. And the road may be a long one to get where you want to go. So you better start now rather than later because you can do more. I know you can. So get going. Go on. Plan, prepare, execute. Plan, prepare, execute. Let's do it, people. It is Taco Tuesday. Grab a taco. Think about those steps you need to take to do what you really, truly want to do in this thing called life. I wish you good luck. If you need some guidance, email me through the Facebook page or at thehopefulist1@gmail.com. I would like to help in any way I possibly can. So, have a great Taco Tuesday and make it your best day yet.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.